coordinator of the Sufi ashram here in San Francisco, Bernal Heights area.
Come stand over here. It's an honor and privilege for me to join you today in this interfaith service, and I feel very welcomed by everybody here and treated very tenderly and kindly. Louise Brinkerhoff, who was on the panel but became ill, called me on Friday. We've been in the same path for 30 years and asked if I would take his place, and I'm very happy to do so. I'm an American Sufi and I'm a woman, which is quite different than a traditional Sufi path that follows the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. The teacher that I have, the lineage, the Chistiya lineage, the main teacher was Hazrat Inayat Khan from India, who came to the United States early on in the 1900s and brought the message of universal Sufism, saying that a Sufi has been before there was Christianity, before there was Islam, before there were the myriads master saints and prophets. There were those who held aloft the light of truth in the darkness of human ignorance. And they do it through their own being, through the light within themselves. They are householders, they are servants, they are kings like Akbar, they are many, many, many things. And they are women like Rabia, and those whose names are nameless, but we are among them. This is our function here, is to be the light of the world in whatever way we possibly can. And we do this having physical form. Not so easy, but this is where we are, you know, with the sheep and the goats. But we have this consciousness. We have so many gifts of grace that are given to us. Every breath we're getting, every breath we're receiving. And every time we open and every time we say thank you and every time we are grateful, we share with the whole world. The whole world gets benefit from everything we do. So we mustn't feel that we're not worthy. The first thing that I thought of was, oh my God, I can't do this. I don't know, you know, I blah, 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 blah. And then I thought, well, why not you? Why not? Coming into the Sufi path in the United States in 1971, I was living in a yoga ashram, Kundalini yoga ashram, Yogi Bhajan style, in Albuquerque, and I was buying food in Santa Fe. I looked out the window, I'm wearing all white, and I see people dancing in a circle, chanting the name of God, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and I thought, who are they? They said, oh, those are the Sufis. I said, well, where are they? Where do they practice? And they said, oh, San Francisco. So I thought, I got to go to San Francisco. So after a while, I did come here, and after a while, I connected with the Sufis through the Chronicle newspaper in the Whirling Dervish Bazaar in the pink section, and Rabbi Pam at the time was publicity. And we celebrated Shabbat together for several years. I cooked rosemary chicken, I think, on Guerrero Street for a long time for gatherings. And there was this tremendous flowering in the early 70s. This building was bought. The Sufi Khanqa or ashram in Bernal Heights was bought at the same time by 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds having garage sales, putting the money together because they wanted a footprint and a place for people to come and praise God, because that's basically what we're doing. We're praying, we do yoga, we relax, we feel our feelings, and then do our best to be kind, because that is one of the most important things. None of this is against Islam. None of it is. Islam, if I could be a Muslim, I would be, but it's not my path. It's not that I can be this way. I have to be this way. This is what works for me. But when I first came to do the dances, they weren't in English. They were all sacred phrases. So I would say, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, La ilaha illallah. There is nothing but God. There is nothing but the one. And does that mean that the one is out here and I'm separate? My ego thinks so, but that's not exactly it. So the mantras and the prayers were how I came like a parrot to follow and to learn and follow in the path of the teacher. Where they put your foot, I put my foot, so that I could learn. And, you know, life takes you and teaches you, and so the circle is complete, and here we are today. So, Hazrat Inayat Khan was a musician and a poet, and he had a student. He had many students, but one of his students was Murshid Samuel Lewis. Sufi Sam. And Sufi Sam was, wow, there's just a great, he received the Dances of Universal Peace, and he brought them to the 20-somethings and the teenagers and the 30-somethings that were in San Francisco at the time, and he was recognized as a Sufi in Pakistan. He was recognized as a Zen teacher in Japan. He was unabashed, unafraid, and I never had the privilege to meet him in his life, but he has been with me and is with me, as is Inayat Khan, and as is the silsila, the lineage of teachers, from my teacher through the Prophet Muhammad into infinity, because that's the way our connections, that's how I understand the connections. I live in Sufi community, which is part of the benefits, let's say, of ashram life, where you get to pray together, dance together, learn how to keep house together, garden together, and rub up against each other. The poet Rumi has a nice poem about chickpeas in the pot and the cook hitting the chickpeas down, saying, stay in there, you gotta cook some more, and then turning the heat up. So that when you get uncomfortable, you're cooking. And you wish it could be anywhere else but where you are. And you so desperately want out, and when you want out, you contract, and then nothing gets in and everything gets dark, and then finally, because of exhaustion, little babies, they stop crying, they fall asleep, they breathe, they wake up, they feel better. So when we get in that way, where we contract, the breath, remembering the breath, is what brings us back into harmony and back into our center in here. So rather than talk about a lot of dances or what this person did or that person did, I'd like us to experience that, a dance here. And we're going to do it in Arabic. And the dance that comes is with two Sufi wazifa, two of the 99 names of God. Ya Shakur, say that with me.
Ya
Shakur, Ya Hamid.
Ya Hamid.
Ya Shakur,
Shakur.
Ya Hamid. This is gratitude. It is deep gratitude. It's gratitude for the little things like having enough toothpaste at the end of the tooth, and it's like having a birth of a healthy child. It's growing into that space of suffering that teaches you that still there is gratitude, and still there is goodness, and still there is life, even after the death of your husband, even after this blow and that blow. There is still beauty, there is still love, there is still beauty, and the universe is in harmony, whether we know it or not. The planets revolve, the sun rises, and civilizations come and go, come and go. Is it you breathe in, Brahma breathes in, and out of the navel, universes arise, and then there's an exhalation, and they're gone. So we're in transition. We have this opportunity to really be present. And Ya Hamid is one expression of gratitude that's so big. It comes from Alhamdulillah, Alhamd. It's a sound syllable in Arabic. Hamid, Alhamdulillah, is all praise to God. You know, it's not personal. It's just that way. It's all praise to God. And Ya Shakur is for the little things. What my teacher teacher said it's like having enough beeswax that you put on the wineskin that holds your water when you're in the desert and the oasis is really far away, so you don't leak water and people die. That's how it's written in the Physicians of the Heart book, when it explains what the wazifa are and how they come with story and show more about what the Prophet Muhammad lived through, how his life has been written about, and what these teachings, how these teachings are actually useful in daily life. So with gratitude, the dances of universal peace become a body prayer. So we say, Ya Shakur, Ya Hamid, and then we make a winged heart, because here's our heart, and these become our arms or the wings. So I'd like to have a volunteer to come so I could. Lavani, would you come? Put you on the spot. Thank you. That's okay. You just do what I do. So the first movement, we're just going to do the movement, then we'll learn the message. Make sure, no, just a little bit here. So, can you see? Yeah. Okay. So it's Ya Shakur Allah, Ya Hamid. It's like wings. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this and sing. Ya Shakur Allah. Bring our hand together. Ya Hamid. We're just touching. We're going to make a hand sandwich. Ya Shakur Allah. Ya Hamid. So here we are. You see us? Okay. Now we're going to trade places because this is a partner dance. Ready? Okay. Ya Shakur Allah. Ya Hamid. Now we're going to look at our hands in terms of, look at the blessing. When you look at your own hands, what do these do every day? What have they done today? Ya Shakur Allah. And here comes Ya Hamid. So then we hold hands and we go, La ilaha illallahu. Now that phrase, say it with me. La ilaha illallahu. Listen. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. That means there is nothing but God. There is nothing in the world but the one. So we're going. So we've gone this way. We walk to the right, then we turn to the right. Then we walk to the left. Go that way. Walk to the left. Shakur Allah, Ya Hamid, and then Ya Shakur Allah, Ya Hamid. And then you bow to the center, and you turn and face your next partner. Okay, are we ready? Sure.
We form one big circle?
One big circle, yes.
Yeah.
That would be good. It's nice to be able to move when you have this beautiful room with the hardwood floor. That's really right. Although we can just sing the song now while everyone is being moved together.
Spilling the water is always
Amen.
Means money is coming.
Thank you.
So, Ya Shakur Allah, Ya Hamid, Ya Shakur Allah, Ya Hamid, Ya Shakur Allah, Ya Hamid, Ya Hamid, Ya Shakur Allah. Right? La ilaha illallah. To the left. La ilaha illallah. Left, turn left. Ilaha illallah. May I ask you to move the chairs all the way back?
Yeah.
Sure. All the way back, so we have all this space and we can be with our movement.
Somebody's bringing a towel.
Yes.
We're not worried about it. We're gonna be fine. I think it's the
I think that just so much easier.
outdoor extension cord.
Thank you, Manuel.
I'm so sorry, I didn't realize there was a spill.
That's okay. Just water.
So, let's see. Everyone, please turn and face a partner. And if you don't have a partner, raise your hand.
Hi.
Good.
Everybody have a partner? Okay, this is good.
You don't have a partner.
No, but I'll be in the middle and then I'll come and dance with you. So the first thing you do is you put your hands around your heart like this. This is called the Sufi, the Mevlevi bow. When they start to turn, this is how they start, with their arms on the shoulder. And we're going to unfold like wings. Yashakurah. Right hand up. Now make the palm sandwich. Yahami. The palms touch, right? Just palms touching. Yashakurah. Yahami. Now you just trade places and walk around each other. Yashakurah. Yahami. And then you put your hands on your heart. Oh no, sorry. You look at your hands. You look at your hands. Yashakurah. Yahami. Okay, walk right. La ilaha illallah. Turn to the right. La ilaha illallah. The left. La ilaha illallah. Now you turn. La ilaha illallah. Face your partner. New partner. You got it. Have a new partner? Does everybody have a new partner? Yes. Excellent. So as this progresses, notice the direction that you're going. So you look over your partner's shoulder and make eye contact with the next person you're going to dance with. Okay? So, do you have a little drum? By any chance have a drum up here?
There's a small bell.
No, I'll just do it with my hand. It's okay. So, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. This is gratitude. So what we're saying, we're embodying presence. Presence. So we attune ourselves. And when the dance is over and there's a desire to just go, just be with it. Be with the self. Be with yourself in the center, in the spaciousness when the dance is finished. So. Yashakurah.